Shalom, shalom to the 144,000, the elect. Before I get started, let me give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakaha Kodash. Double honor to the apostle nails of great millstone. Peace and blessing to the brothers that are preaching the truth in the four winds of the earth. May Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, have mercy upon you. Let's turn this up. All right, got a little. Well, that shows 8 minutes, which is Walmart shuts down facilities in U.S. over Trump tariff. Can Trump stop the trade war? Now this video is 5 days old, right? You know, when you say that Walmart has a lot of its employees, we say people that work in the hood, which is so-called black people, yes, and mainly Eve. So it's going to affect us, you know, as a whole people, right? Because a lot of people are not preparing themselves. You know, not saying you know you got to go above and beyond, but you know it's time to use your head and think some. Time to use your head and think, and stop being so reckless with money. You know, stop being so reckless with money. You know, thinking about you got to think about in these times that we are in, because Jacob trouble is right around the corner, and you all are not using your head at all, and especially you women. You're not using your heads. You're still worrying about wants instead of needs. Still worrying about wants instead of needs. You're still buying and worried about material possessions. When I say material possessions, I'm talking about things that you don't need: purses, shoes, you know, multiple clothes. Most of y'all have clothes now that if you don't buy no clothes for the next 5 years, you still have clothes to wear. Yeah. Or even longer, because a lot of you still got tags on clothes and purses and shoes and stuff, man. You know, it's just ridiculous, man. You know, it's time we stop being the main ones that are throwing away our money, the main consumers of the earth. You know, being in other words, the fools of the earth. But y'all not gonna listen. This is 2/3. You know, you're just destined to be what? To be destroyed. Just like in the days of Noah, when Noah was warning the people and telling the people, no matter how much we get on this internet and warn you all and tell you all and give you the scriptures to back up the prophecy, to back it up, you all more and more your hatred for us is gonna always do what? It's gonna increase. Just like your hatred increased for you all hating the Lord. Most of you all hated the Lord. And most of you all right back doing the same thing. You hated the prophets of old. The prophets are back. You're hating the prophets of new. You all are back doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over. I know it's above a lot of you all's mental capacity, because most of you all don't even know, don't even believe in reincarnation. And reincarnation is very real. You know, depends on what Yahweh Shai has given you. Hey, everybody's not gonna wake up not trying to reach the whole world. Definitely not trying to reach the whole world, but I'm not even trying to reach all of the Israelites, because all of the Israelites are not going to get it. Most of us, 2/3 of us, are going to die over here in Babylon. You know, most of us are just in what? In our lot, and we're going to continue in our lot, and that lot is what? Us to be wicked until what? Until we are burned. So the video is off of electric. I don't know what that is, Walmart shuts down facilities in U.S. Did y'all know that? Walmart shut. Well, I know y'all have seen a wind of Walmart shutting down, but a lot of these Walmarts, which y'all don't know, gonna be what gonna be housing a bunch of you people in it, right? Beds and it's just gonna be a big facility where they're gonna be housed. They're gonna trick you, trick most of you all in them for basically concentration camps that are gonna be used to house a bunch of you all in, and they're gonna be making up these like they did at C-19, making up these things, experimenting on you, just you're gonna be lab rats. Yeah, you're gonna be lab rats. Remember this, in the days to come, because the days are evil, and they're going to get even more evil, because Revelation 12:12, the devil is about to come down upon you, because he know that he only have a short time, right? So, remember this here. If you see 10,000 people going left, right, and you see 15, or maybe even less, 3, 4, 5, going right, you need to go right. Because majority of the American people are dead. When I say dead, I'm talking about dead in their mental capacity of them thinking and having some level of understanding concerning how to survive in the days of coming, which is Jacob's trouble. They just don't have it. They just don't have it. But it's best to have a man of the Lord, a prophet, because you're gonna need the Most High. Jesus is not gonna save you in those days, because Jesus is the so-called white man. He's not gonna save you. He's not gonna be a covering for you, because that covering, which is Jesus, is what is the rulership and kingdom that we're in, right? Which is your oppressors. So your oppressors are going in that day is going to the hell that they're going to put you through. It's going to heighten, and it's gonna hit just like when this place get destroyed, in 1 hour. This is how Esau Edom real soon is gonna come down on you all. Well, all of us, So if you don't have your true faith in Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, which is the true name of the Heavenly Father and the Son, right? You're not gonna make it. You're not gonna make it on them ships. And when I say them ships, I'm not talking about those ships that floating in the rivers, in the sea. I'm talking about the ships that are gonna be and will cast upon about the skies, which is the chariots of the Most High, which you all call UFOs. So let's hear that and back it up a little bit.
It's like Walmart closing. Walmart.
A shocker tonight for suburban shoppers. Walmart announcing it's closing 3 stores.
The stores to be closed are spread across the area from north to south in Lincolnwood, Plainfield, and Homewood. The Homewood announcement is being met with criticism from customers and the mayor.
Tonight we have new information about Walmart's plan to close 2 of its San Diego stores. You wanted to know why they're shutting down, and CBS 8's Shannon Handy has been working for you to get some answers.
In May 2025, Walmart, the quintessential American retail behemoth, sent shockwaves through the economy with an announcement that shattered its long-standing identity as the nation's low-price leader. Prices were set to surge, driven by a new wave of tariffs imposed by President Donald Trump. This wasn't just about pricier avocados or toys. It was a seismic shift involving global supply chains, automation, and political firestorms emanating from the Oval Office. Beyond retail, Walmart's
Salakia.
evolution signals profound implications for American jobs, consumer wallets, and the nation's economic landscape. Here are 5 significant developments that reveal how Walmart's transformation could reshape the future. On May 15, 2025, Walmart's CEO Doug McMillon delivered a sobering message. Widespread price hikes were imminent, driven by Trump's import tariffs, which initially spiked to a staggering 145% on Chinese goods before settling at 30%. For a company built on razor-thin margins, absorbing these costs was impossible. CFO John David Rainey was blunt, warning that price increases would hit by June, with sharper climbs expected by July. Perfectly timed to sting consumers during back-to-school shopping season. These weren't niche products taking the hit. Everyday staples like bananas, avocados, and baby gear saw significant markups, while electronics and toys faced even steeper increases. A Barbie doll, for instance, jumped from $10.49 to $14.99 in just 1 week. Trump's response was characteristically combative, insisting Walmart should eat the tariffs. But as anyone familiar with business or household budgets knows, tariffs are taxes and don't simply vanish. When a retail giant synonymous with affordability raises prices, it signals distress rippling through the entire supply chain. Yet, price hikes were only the beginning. Walmart was already re-engineering its global operations to survive. While the public reeled from sticker shock, Walmart was quietly executing a strategic overhaul of its sourcing map. The company shifted orders away from U.S. soil, investing heavily in Vietnam, India, and Mexico suppliers. This wasn't a knee-jerk reaction.
Let me read something right quick. I'm gonna continue that, right? This is the top 10 layoff of 2025, right? In 2025, significant layoffs have been announced across various sectors, including technology, energy, and retail. Some of what the notable companies with what substantial job cuts include Microsoft, Meta, Chevron, and UPS. Top 10 companies with what would announce a layoff in 2025. Intel, 22,000 layoffs. They're not telling you all these. They giving you, talking about certain governments and this and that and this and that. But these are the inner workings of what of we say middle class people, which is the bulk of the people concerning which to make up this country. Intel, 22,000 layoffs. Chevron, 8,000 layoffs. UPS, 20,000 layoffs. Microsoft, 3% of its workforce, approximately 6,000 layoffs. Meta, which is 5% of its workforce, right, which is thousands. He didn't get a specific number, but 5% is quite a bit. Panasonic, 10,000 jobs out. Cut. I'm sorry. 10,000 jobs cut. BP, 4,700 layoffs. Porsche, 3,900 layoffs. Estelada, meaning 7,000 layoffs. And HP, which is 2,500 layoffs. Note, this is based on publicly announced layoff. It's possible that more companies may announce job cuts as the year progresses. This is in 2025. So they're still cutting jobs, and people are not. This is just the top 10 now. Could have did the top 25, and man, that's a lot of people. That's a lot of people, a lot of jobs. So what you think going to happen when people can't feed their families, can't feed their children? What's going to happen? People are going to start taking. From who? Who the first one? Y'all like walking. You like having parties. You got not. How this going to look, right? You having parties and enjoying yourself. Y'all laughing and having fun, but you got three neighbors in your neighborhood that lost their jobs. Well, in your three houses of people just right across from you, right on the side of you. These people are scrambling, and then you scrambling trying to get something to eat. No food. Their life probably gonna be cut off. And what you think these people gonna do? You think they gonna keep allowing and keep sitting around? One thing about so-called white people, man, they get real dangerous, man. Real dangerous. You haven't seen anything yet. Jake be taking stuff, but Jake be taking small shit. These white people gonna take your home. Take over your home. And they don't give a damn. If they got to what? Execute all y'all and put you in the and bury you in the backyard, that's exactly what they're gonna do, man. They don't know what struggle is, man. They don't know what struggle is. They don't know what it is to struggle to live check to check. Most of them don't, man. Most of them don't. So I always remember that Esau Edom, the so-called white man, that sword, which is today, the modern day sword today, is that gun, man. Huh? Them guns. And these rednecks down here in the South, man, they got plenty of guns, man. And they got millions upon millions of rounds, man. Some even making them in their home. They don't have to buy them, they making them. So, let's hear that.
But a surgical recalibration. Initiatives like Grow with US replaced Made in USA commitments with tariff-proof, foreign-based logistics. Even packaging was redesigned, swapping aluminum for fiberglass to dodge import duties.
I mean, John David, I think it's important to start with that discussion on tariffs. Walmart's foundation is everyday low prices, but because of tariffs, maybe not so low today, not as low as they were yesterday, and perhaps we're looking at higher prices to come. What's Walmart's strategy?
I want to start with, we had a good quarter in what is an otherwise pretty unpredictable and dynamic environment right now. Our goal, though, we're wired to keep prices low for customers. But the level of tariffs that have been proposed is pretty challenging for all retailers, for suppliers, and certainly our concern is that consumers are going to feel some of that. So we're going to keep prices as low as we can for as long as we can.
Walmart also accelerated its automation blitz. On the surface, rolling out robotics and AI in stores appeared as a forward-thinking innovation. It was a tactical response to rising labor costs and tariff-induced margin shrinkage. Critics decried this as a betrayal of Walmart's Americana image, accusing the company of abandoning its roots. But executives prioritized one thing: survivability. Tariffs had turned domestic manufacturing into a financial minefield, forcing even iconic brands like Walmart to adapt or risk collapse. This pivot, however, sparked political backlash in Washington. When news of Walmart's overseas shift reached President Trump, his reaction was explosive. Behind closed doors, he reportedly fumed about a betrayal of the American people, even floating the idea of yanking government contracts. A fiery Truth Social post demanded that Walmart absorb the tariffs and keep prices low. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick echoed this, insisting companies should bear the costs. Economists, however, were quick to counter, tariffs are import taxes, and someone, whether the company,
Man, these government, Trump and these government people, man, that own these mega companies, they playing with you, man. They playing with you. They doing what the wicked elite wants them to do, and they playing the people like yo-yos, man. You know, the blame game, like the Republicans and the Democrats, the blame game. They're using the people. Just like the people are coming against one another with this blame game with Republicans and Democrats. It's gonna be the overall scale. They're gonna do what? They're gonna do. Most of you people are gonna destroy one another, man. When the times get hard, man. This is what the scriptures goes. This is what the scriptures mean when it say in Daniel 12 concerning Jacob's trouble, man. Concerning Jacob's trouble. Let me read that real quick, right? Which is Daniel 12:1. It said, and at that time shall Michael, which is the angel of war, which is the head angel of the angels of the heavenly Father, Yahweh, right? Stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people, meaning the Israelites. But during this time, the elect, which is the 1/3, are the ones that are going to be saved during this time. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, to that same time, and at that time thy people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book of life. And those are the elect, man, during this time. Because the 2/3, the wicked 2/3 that don't want that still hate the prophets, don't want to what? Don't want to hearken to the words of Yahweh Shah, and still want to maintain and keep their oppressors God, Jesus. Praise Him. You're gonna die this time. You're gonna die. You're gonna die a terrible death. And what? What's more of a terrible death to die than by fire? Right. So let's hear a little more.
Customer or both always pays. Walmart held firm. CEO Doug McMillon reaffirmed the company's commitment to U.S. jobs while explaining the harsh reality of retail's tight margins. The PR damage, however, was significant. Trump's base branded Walmart unpatriotic, despite its deep ties to American communities. The stakes were higher than with previous Trump targets like Harley-Davidson or GM. Walmart isn't just a company, it's a national retail anchor. If even Walmart shifts away from the domestic economy, it's a glaring sign that tariff-driven policies are faltering. Walmart's latest financial...
The ex-president's battle with the overwhelming situation.
Can't stop. Damn, I didn't mean to stop that. I mean the sound. Okay. There we go. There we go. Let's get back into it.
Underscored this tension. Walmart's first quarter earnings in 2025 painted a picture of resilience laced with warning signs. Revenue climbed to $165.61 billion, buoyed by strong grocery sales and e-commerce growth. But profits took a hit. The company beat analyst expectations, but only through aggressive cost-cutting and early import stockpiling, not genuine retail strength. McMillan and Rainey were candid. Tariffs were eroding profitability. A Chinese-made car seat that once cost $350 now retails for over $450, with similar spikes looming for strollers, electronics, and seasonal goods. Walmart wasn't alone. Companies like Mattel and Procter & Gamble also raised prices, but its sheer scale amplified the impact. With over 3,600 stores and 150 million weekly shoppers, Walmart's financial moves reverberate across the national economy. Investors initially flinched, but soon recognized Walmart's automation, overseas sourcing, and AI strategy as lifelines. Profits might stabilize, but not without consequences for Main Street. Consumer confidence is slipping, with 75% of Americans blaming tariffs for higher prices. Walmart's pivot feels less like abandonment and more like survival under unsustainable conditions, but its effects on communities are undeniable.
See how you being tossed to and fro? You don't know who to blame. Huh? Trump, the tariffs, the companies. Back and forth, back and forth. You just like playing a tennis match with your head. You looking at it, and they hitting the ball back and forth, and your head just going right to left, right to left, right to left. This is what they do. This is how they've been doing it. This is how most of you American people have been been fooled and tricked by the wicked elite so much until they know what to do to get you in that confusion. I mean, this is Babylon. Babylon means confusion. And who has more confusion than America? America is not called the daughter of Babylon for nothing. Real quick, Zephaniah 1:14. The great day of the Lord Yahweh is near. It is near and hasteth greatly, even the voice of the day of the Lord Yahweh, the mighty man. Who is the mighty man today, y'all? Esau, even the so-called white man, which is the armies that will come against. They're going to come against Yahweh Shai and the angels. But they're going to what? They're going to fail very, very miserably. Small cry there bitterly. That day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and a distress. And you're seeing it. You're seeing it and hearing it right now. The struggles have already started. This is how we know we're in the days of in the last days, should I say? That day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of what? A wastedness, and what? In desolation, a day of darkness. So that goes into the nuclear destruction. For those of you that make it through Jacob's trouble, that darkness and gloominess, you're going to be what? That's the fire. You won't escape that fire in those times. If you over here in America, you will die. If you're not what? Part of the 1/3 of the children of Israel. A day of what? Clouds and thick darkness. Because those missiles, could be so many missiles shot over here, man. If it's at noon, when the missiles hit, guess what? The sky will be darkened with what? With those said missiles before what? Before the fire hits. A lot of screaming, man. A lot of screaming. Verse 16, which is Zephaniah 1 and 16. A day of what? Of the trumpet. What that is? Amos 3 and 6. Shut up. Damn. I know it, but I don't want to butcher it. What is it? 3 and 6. Said trumpet be blown in the city. Shall the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in the city? And the Lord Yahweh has not done it? Huh? That day is of the Lord. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah, Zephaniah 1 and 16 again. A day of the trumpet and alarm against the what? The fenced cities and against the high towers. All of these skyscrapers and tall buildings and long bridges reach within the skies. They're gonna be what? And that day gonna be what? Thrown down, man. Hell. Y'all know what hell is, right? You know, hell is a condition, and we as the Israelite, especially mainly the so-called black man, has been catching nothing but hell over here in the devil's kingdom, man. And we're going to continue to catch hell until what? Until the Heavenly Father send His Son down here, Yahweh Shah, to what? To free us out of the hands of our enemies, man. Verse 17 of Zephaniah 1 and 17. And I will bring distress upon men, that they shall walk like blind men, because they have what? Sinned against the Lord Yahweh. And their blood shall what? Shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as the dung. Neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to what? To deliver them in the day of the Lord. Wrath. That's it, man. America. But again, you're gonna suffer mentally. You're gonna starve. You're gonna starve. You're not gonna have most of your night. Most of you are gonna take each other out for what? For substance, which is water and food. But the whole land shall be what? Devoured by what? By fire. And these fools talking about America is not that lake of fire, right? If you want to call any country the lake of fire, America is one that be what that is almost 55,000 square miles of America, man. It's gonna be engulfed in flames, man. These fools know that, and they want to call a damn lake or a river. Never mind. I'm not even going to get into that with them fools. But the whole land shall be devoured. I might go into that again, though, because I really did a rush job on the last one. Devoured by the fire of his jealousy. For he shall make even and what? A speedy riddance. And that word riddance goes into what? Getting rid of a troublesome person, which is Esau Edom, the so-called white man, because he have destroyed the whole planet, man. The earth, the water, the food. All this stuff you see in this store here, probably 80 to 90% of it is filled with what? Nothing but chemicals, plastic, things that we should not be ingesting in our intestines, man. Because the devil is what? He's found a way to create these labs to make fake food so you can be sick, and then in the process of getting sick off of it, what's going to happen? They're going to give you medicines. They're going to somewhat cure what the illness is and give you what? How can you give someone a medicine? Not saying I'm a doctor or nothing, but how can you give someone a medicine and then on the back of it, it give you 7 to 8 different causes of what that it could cause, including cancer? Man, and you think this man not the wicked of the earth, man? For he shall make an even speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land. Zechariah 14 and 12. So anyway, let's hear a little more. I'm going to hit a few more precepts and I'm going to close this out.
When Walmart shifts gears, small-town America feels the jolt. Beyond pricier products and automation, the real impact is on families losing hours, jobs, and stability. Distribution hubs are downsizing, local suppliers are being dropped, and regional truckers are hauling fewer loads. In rural areas where Walmart is often the largest employer, these changes ripple far beyond payroll, affecting housing market.
What do you say? Rural areas. These are working people, which is the middle class people that these places are going to affect. Middle class people.
School funding, and healthcare. As sourcing moves overseas, small manufacturers that once relied on Walmart contracts face closure. While the company invests in tech-heavy stores and fulfillment centers, these next-generation models require fewer workers, leaning heavily into online.
See them damn robot, AI? This is what's taking a lot of you off jobs. While they got robots now at some of these locations, at some of these jobs, these middle class jobs, and these people are working side by side with these damn robots and not knowing one day these robots are going to take your job. This is what they want us to do. Then this is why they locking everything up. You know, half of the shit over there in Walmart locked up anyway behind glass. Right? You're gonna need the MOTB to get in these locations of these stores real soon. Real soon. The MOTB is real, man. And once they implement that MOTB, man, that's it. No more grace. No more grace. That's gonna be your end. And no one gets away. No one gets away from prophecy. Prophecy is going to take place just as the scriptures speak, because it is and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or what, the name of the beast, or the number of the beast. So you're not going to get away. You so-called rich, none of them are going to get away. They all going to have to receive this mark, which is the chip, the microchip, to do what? To buy and sell. Let's hear no more.
First operations. Rural locations risk being sidelined. Lawmakers are raising alarms, but economists warn that Trump's response, threatening new tariffs on companies offshoring work, could deepen inflation and stall growth. For working Americans, the dilemma is stark: pay more or lose more. With tensions rising and livelihoods at stake, the path forward is uncertain. Is Walmart abandoning the U.S.? Not physically, the storefronts remain, but its sourcing, strategy, and spirit are shifting. Tariffs haven't revived American factories. They've pushed companies like Walmart to seek shelter abroad, reduce headcounts, and automate aggressively. Walmart, the most quintessentially American of brands, has confirmed a harsh reality. Slogans can't override spreadsheets. As prices climb, communities reel, and trade wars intensify. Walmart's pivot may be just the beginning. What stops others from following if the biggest name in retail is looking overseas to survive? This transformation raises critical questions. Is Walmart's move a business necessity or a betrayal of American workers? Should companies be forced to absorb tariffs, or is that an unrealistic policy? What's the long-term cost of automation replacing local jobs in towns that depend on retailers like Walmart? The answers aren't simple, but they're vital to understanding the future of American retail and its economic backbone. Walmart's evolution is more than a corporate strategy. It's a bellwether for the nation's economic trajectory. As tariffs reshape global trade and automation redefines work, the ripple effects will touch every corner of American life, from consumer wallets to rural communities. The road ahead is foggy, but one thing is clear: the era of cheap goods and stable retail jobs is threatened, and Walmart's pivot is a stark warning of what's to come.
And you know what? I might name that video to the road ahead is foggy. That's a good one. Let me hit this precept here. Hold up. Let me write that down right quick. I'm gonna keep that in mind. Keep that in mind, y'all. This is one second. All right. Let's go. Let's hit the precept and let's close this out. This is the Let's go to Ecclesiastes 12 at the top, 12 and 1. Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days, which is Jacob's trouble, which I read earlier, which is in Daniel 12, in the days of thy youth, while the evil days, Jacob's trouble, come not, nor the what the years draw near. When thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. Are we not in that time now? Are we not in that time? Yes, we are. Where things are your livelihood, your children going to schools and you just having money, just no such thing as blowing money no more these days, y'all. The only person blowing money these days is fools, man. A bunch of fools. You always gonna have them fools here and there. That's gonna abuse the ways of this world. While the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened by what? By nuclear missiles. And what is that? What that is? Zechariah 14. Let's see something quick. Which is for Zechariah 14 and I think that's 7. Hold up. Zechariah 14 and that's Malachi, then Zechariah 14 and verse 7. Let's read that again. While the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain, which is going to be the destruction. And that's Zechariah 14 and verse I think it's Zechariah 14, yes, 7. Zechariah 14 and 7. Hold up, y'all. For some reason, I grabbed Zephaniah. 1 second. I wanted Zechariah 14 and verse 7. Let me read that again. Which is, while the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be darkened, right, nor the clouds return after the rain. And that rain is going to be the what? That nuclear destruction. Which is Zechariah 7 in verse, 14 and 7. Zechariah 14 in verse 7 reads, but it shall be one day which shall be known to the Lord Yahweh, not day nor night, but it shall come to pass that at evening time it shall be light. So who in that time we're gonna need what? Mercy. And a lot of people gonna be hoping that they receive that mercy in these last times, these last days, because mercy is you being taken up in the chariots. I know a lot of you all don't believe, you don't believe shit stink until you step in it. Just like the whole world, no one took heed to the words of the prophet in the days of old when Noah and his when 8 people were building the ark. No one believed it because it never rained. So no one believed that the flood was coming. Just like you all in the days of Noah, which is Noah, we have plenty of nuclear weapons, right? Arsenal of weapons, nuclear weapons. They're not going to. America never been hit. If you have been hit, they've done it themselves. So they have really never been hit by a foreign missile, but those days are coming to an end. Verse 3 of Ecclesiastes 12 and 3. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and they're definitely trembling right now. The whole world is trembling. They don't know what kind of future America holds, which is what? It's just no future. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and now the strong men shall what? Shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, meaning no jobs. Just read how many, many jobs. Millions of people that have lost jobs in America. They're not going to survive, man. So they're going to what? They're going to come at one another, man. And that's why you women are going to be what? You're going to be the easiest targets. I don't need a man. I don't need no man. You're going to be the easier target in that day, man. And you're not going to choose who's going to ride you. They're going to do what? They're going to choose. You're not going to be what? Choosing who rides you. You're going to be rolled when it. Anyway, verse Ecclesiastes 12:3. I ain't finna get on y'all right now. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, which is right now, right? And the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grounders cease, meaning your jobs, or the food and welfare, or what, of your, just name it. You name it, you will not have those things real shortly. Because they are few. And those that look out of the windows be what? Be darkened. So you see this place has no what? No future. A lot of these Edomites, these so-called white people, man, is selling everything and they leaving, man. America, man. And you nigga run around here trying to find the next party. Madness, man. In the door, verse 4 of our Ecclesiastes 12:4, and the doors shall what? Shall be shut in the streets. That's your businesses. Walmart, Sham, you name it. Whatever the names of the big retailers that you have in your city. Closing. And the doors shall be shut in the streets. That's your businesses. When the sound of the grinding is low. No work, man. Look how many people out of work. Is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. Meaning what? No more partying, no more going out, no more girl trips, no more what them joker call hell. The men, I can't think of it. What they call it? What boys? I can't think of it right now. Anyway, no more girl trip, no more party, no more what? No more girl trip, no, none of that crap. None of that crap. And who have abused this world more than what? More than you women, man. Let me get that last precept, which is in 1 Corinthians, I think 7. 1 Corinthians 7:31. 1 Corinthians 7. 1 Corinthians 7 and verse 31. And it reads, and they that use this world as not abusing it, for the fashions of this world passeth away. Meaning that's what? That's the downfall in the what? In the of the rulership of America. America will no longer be that shining star, right? That shining wicked star, that shining wicked star of what? Of wickedness. That golden cup in the Lord's hand, because now it's time for what? The righteous to what? To take back control of the earth and bring back righteousness in the earth, man. In the ways of what? Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai. So that knows they call Allah Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem Rakah HaKudash. Shalom.